Each year, seniors at Rochester School Without Walls engage in a senior project. This week, Students First is proud to present its own Cordero Jones, a senior who wanted to learn to make a documentary, a task that led him to create a video entitled An Opening in Our Walls. In this special premiere, Cordero hopes to show the community a little bit about his school.
Many people are familiar with secondary schools like East High, Marshall, Wilson, and Edison because of their rigorous academic standards and extracurricular activities. However, few know about the unique and independent form of learning, thinking, and assessing the community found only at Rochester School Without Walls. Founded in 1971, School Without Walls stands to be one of a handful of schools where students are not only involved in traditional day-to-day academic instruction, but are also encouraged to become active members of the community, including community service and even establishing and utilizing connections as part of a class project. Principal Dan Dermisich talks about the vision of School Without Walls and the importance of this community connection.
You know, the name itself pretty much reflects some of the differences, I think, between the way we see education versus the way a traditional school like East or even Wilson or even School of the Arts would see it. School Without Walls is a metaphor for saying that we're lowering the walls between teachers and students so that teachers aren't just authority figures telling kids what to do all the time and what to study. So in essence, this becomes more of a just community, a community with justice in the sense that students have a voice and have some power in terms of determining not only what some of the rules are for the school, but also what it is that they're going to study and what it is that they're going to do.
School Without Walls is part of the Rochester City School District, yet it stands to be different with classes that give students a chance to learn independently instead of constant teacher-to-student instruction.
From my point of view, our classrooms are different because the structure is different. It's more student-centered. So everything doesn't revolve around me being the teacher. It's more focused on the student and the student needs. So we involve a bunch of different types of strategies that you normally don't see in a more traditional classroom. There's differentiated instruction, we focus on multiple intelligences, so we're focusing on all different kinds of needs because that's what our kids present.
Students are often given time in class to explore subjects they learn by discussing their own ideas with their peers and offering opinion about each topic. This method of teaching and learning helps students to think on their feet and create a working knowledge of each subject they explore.
What I like about the classroom settings is it's not as rigid as a more traditional classroom, whereas you don't have the principal breathing down our backs every minute. It's much more laid back. The principal has faith in us as teachers, and we have faith in the students, and it's more like a family. There's trust between myself, the teacher, and the students, and the teacher and the principal.
School Without Walls has challenged all who aspire to be successful through independent, individual, and self-respect, and its innovative approach to learning. At School Without Walls, each new year brings new faces, new adventures, and new challenges. Middle school students interested in attending School Without Walls are encouraged to visit the building for a full day of class instruction. New faces saturate each classroom with an array of culture, enthusiasm, and pride. The students fill the seats eager to be taught by attentive instructors and educators. There are no limits on learning here, and no boundaries on diversity found throughout the school. Students and teachers of all races, ethnic backgrounds, creeds, and national origin can be found going to and fro from sunup to sundown in harmony against one another with authentic purpose, the realization of goals, self-determination, individualism, and building self-worth. When a student attends the School Without Walls, they not only learn math, science, English, and history, but other unique courses which strive to pique students' interest. Aside from core academic subjects, a diverse range of elective classes gives students a chance to learn something new about exciting topics such as teen issues, business management, and even crime scene investigation. Students face new challenges from the birth of their commitment to a 4-year education at School Without Walls. Starting off each new school year, students pick their core subjects and carefully select an extended class that best suits their unique interest. In extended class, students are expected to have a journal for student-to-teacher meetings held every 2 weeks. These meetings are intended to help teachers get to know every one of his or her students on a personal level.
The teacher gets to know the student on a lot of different levels where you wouldn't in other institutions. You get to know a lot more about their likes, their dislikes, what they're good at, what their weaknesses are, and it helps a lot in a full education of that student, a well-rounded education. It also gives the student a chance to see the teacher as a person, not just some dictator standing up there imparting, knowledge and information to you.
The extended classes are geared to please, challenge, and perplex all grade levels, from the undistinguished learner to the most studious of students. Learning is achieved through the application of life skill building activities, classroom participation, group discussions, field trips, and independent assignments.
One thing about School Without Walls that stood out and made me want to attend was the extended class. I was really intrigued with the idea of having to pick my own class that would interest me and then study it to the best of my ability.
New adventures arise as students and staff plan field trips in the community, such as half-day excursions to the Jewish Community Center and full-day field trips to Attica Prison. These experiences are commonplace at School Without Walls and provide students with a chance to explore firsthand, not just through the use of textbooks or pencils and paper assignments. Arts, entertainment, and other forms of community interaction are not excluded among the exciting quest for knowledge at the school. For example, students have visited other sites, such as School of the Arts, and enjoyed the craft of acting. They've also enjoyed thought-provoking and heartfelt movies this year, such as Hotel Rwanda, which draw many students out of their comfort zones to contemplate life, death, ethics, history, and ultimately make students think and grow. Each year, students are offered the opportunity to hear motivational speakers. This year, an inmate who spent over 20 years in prison spoke about his trials and tribulations. These life testimonies inspire many to consider right and wrong and help them to pursue their dreams on continuing on a righteous path. Another element unique to the halls of School Without Walls is the Senior Project. The Senior Project gives students the right to venture out into the community and deal with experts in the fields of their choice.
A Senior Project is where a student goes through a trial after the 4 years that he has been there to prove what he has learned over those 4 years. The student must complete something he or she has never done before.
School Without Walls seniors are required to choose 2 committee experts and 2 students to observe and guide the seniors as they complete their project. Seniors are required to schedule a timeline of meetings according to the deadline schedule in the Senior Project Handbook. Before seniors are allowed to graduate, they have to prove that they have learned by presenting their project in front of their committee members. Teachers and students see the benefits of the senior projects.
The student gets to pick something they're really interested in, so that they're going to learn, because when you're interested in something, you successfully learn. Secondly, I think it's good because students get experts in the field. Instead of counting on some book they read or some TV show they watch or some teacher, they can find out for real from someone who actually does what they want to learn.
Community service is a challenge given to students at School Without Walls in order to get them involved in their community. Every Thursday, students attend their community service site for 2 hours. Students pick these sites during the first quarter of the year. Once they have found a place to get involved, they are expected to attend their chosen site until the end of the year to earn a whole year's credit. After every quarter, students have to take an evaluation form for their on-site community service supervisor to fill out so that they can prove their participation in the community. Some special events School Without Walls has to offer are Oktoberfest and the African Art Gallery. The Oktoberfest is a fun-filled day that is offered to students during October. During this day, students come together and interact with one another by socializing, dancing, playing video games, and watching movies. This event starts right after the agenda for that day is read. Then, classes come one at a time in order to eat. After, students are allowed free time to have fun. At the end of the day, students are required to report back to class until it's time for dismissal. Another special event that happens here at School Without Walls is a showing of the African arts by director Susan Goodwin and Associate Yolanda Montalvo of the Rochester Teacher Center. They show numerous historical items and give a tour to elementary students visiting the art gallery located in the big room of School Without Walls. This event goes on so that children stay aware of their history. As you may notice, students at School Without Walls take pride in their academics. Every Thursday, students gather information from their school-based planning teams, or SBPT, and report the information during decision-making sessions each Friday. Decision-making is held every Friday at 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Students bring up ideas and vote on them in order to establish things for the School Without Walls community. With a capacity of 235 students, School Without Walls has managed to set up a step team, 2 separate rugby teams, chess club, prison program, masterminds, and an anti-war group. Due to the size of School Without Walls, sports are offered to School Without Walls students by East High School. One more interesting and unique aspect of School Without Walls is our physical education program. Due to the small capacity of students, School Without Walls doesn't have an official PE site, so students are allowed to choose from the YMCA on Monroe or the Camel Street Recreation Center for PE classes. These 2 places give students a chance to have a tremendous amount of fun similar to other high schoolers. After all has been said, students who attend School Without Walls are not only able to achieve goals every year, but they are also able to take what they have learned and apply it to their future. So if you're an outgoing, independent individual who wishes to have a say in your community, school, as well as your future, then School Without Walls is a place you should attend to fulfill your dreams.
Students at School Without Walls have the opportunity to become a better citizen within the United States, and a better citizen within New York, and a better citizen within Rochester, and even your own neighborhood, and even your own family. Okay? So those are the kinds of things that we're working on, those types of skills that get you to understand the values and the skills and the knowledge that you need to become an effective community member.